A long time ago, in two big cities called Sodom and Gomorrah, people lived in a very bad way. They cheated, stole, and were unfair to others. Prophet Lot was a good man sent by God to guide them. He walked through the streets, telling the people to stop their bad ways and listen to God. But the people just laughed at him and refused to change. The people of the city did not care about what was right. They took things from travelers, laughed at the weak, and only cared about their own pleasure. Even the leaders of the city ignored the suffering of others. Prophet Lot watched all of this and felt very sad. Prophet Lot stood before the people and warned them. He told them that God was watching and that if they did not stop, a great punishment would come. But instead of listening, the people got angry. They shouted at him and told him to leave their city if he did not like their way of life. One evening, 3 special visitors arrived at the city gates. They looked like travelers, but they were actually angels sent by God. Prophet Lot saw them and knew they were different. He quickly invited them to his home to keep them safe from the bad people of the city. Soon, the bad men of the city found out about the guests in Lot's house. They gathered outside and started banging on the door. They demanded that Lot bring out his guests. Lot stood at the door and begged them to stop, but they refused to listen. Just when things were about to get worse, a bright light filled the room. The guests stood up, and their faces began to glow. "We are angels sent by God," they said. Then, suddenly, the bad men outside became blind. They could not see anything and ran away in fear. The angels told Lot, "Take your family and leave before the morning. Do not look back because God will destroy this city." Lot quickly packed his things and told his family to follow him. But his wife was hesitant. She did not want to leave. Lot and his daughters walked quickly through the desert night. Behind them, the city was still awake, not knowing what was about to happen. Lot held his daughters' hands tightly, making sure they did not stop. As they reached the valley, a loud noise came from the city. Lot's wife, filled with curiosity, stopped. She turned her head to look back. Suddenly, a strange power overtook her, and she became a pillar of salt. Lot and his daughters, without looking back, continued forward with tears in their eyes. Then the sky turned red. Fire and stones rained down from the heavens. The city shook, buildings collapsed, and the people screamed. In just moments, the once great cities were completely destroyed. Everything was turned to dust and ashes. The next morning, Lot and his daughters stood on a mountain, looking at the empty land where the cities once stood. Lot bowed his head and prayed, thanking God for saving them. This story teaches us that God is merciful to the good, but punishes those who refuse to change.